Welcome back, friends. It's good to be here with you all again, talking about something that's close to all of our hearts: stress. I get asked a lot, don't you ever get stressed? And it always makes me smile because, of course, I do. We all do. It's a natural part of life, right? But the key is not letting stress run our lives. It's about finding ways to manage it, to keep it from becoming chronic and really impacting our well-being. And that's what we're diving into today. Those everyday habits that can make a world of difference in how we handle stress. One of the biggest things I learned, especially after going through a period of burnout myself, is the power of taking things one step at a time. It's so easy to feel overwhelmed when we're constantly thinking about everything on our to-do list, all the things we need to get done this week, this month, this year. It can feel like a mountain and not a fun one to climb either. But here's the thing. Life is really just a series of present moments. When we focus on what we're doing right now, giving it our full attention, that mountain starts to feel a lot more manageable. It's about breaking those tasks down into smaller, more digestible pieces. And you know what else helps? Slowing down. Seriously, if you tend to live life in the fast lane, always rushing from one thing to the next, try hitting the pause button for a bit. Take a few deep breaths, be present in the moment. You might be surprised at how much of a difference it makes. And speaking of breaks, let's talk about those for a second. We all know our bodies need rest, but what about our minds? They need downtime too, a chance to recharge and recover from all that hard work. But here's where we often trip ourselves up. We fill our breaks with things that don't actually give our brains a break at all. Scrolling through social media, checking emails, consuming more information. So what can we do instead? Well, even just closing your eyes for a minute or two, taking some deep, calming breaths can make a difference. A gentle massage on your temples or jaw can also work wonders. Did you know there's a nerve right below your ear called the vagus nerve? Giving that area a little rub can actually help shift your body from that fight or flight stress response to a more relaxed rest and digest mode. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who has time for naps in the middle of the day? But honestly, even a short 20-minute power nap can do wonders for your energy levels and mental clarity. It's like hitting the reset button. And if you can't swing a nap, try a quick walk outdoors. Fresh air, a change of scenery, and a bit of movement can work wonders for a stressed-out mind. It's a chance to clear your head and let your thoughts wander a bit. But sometimes we don't even have time for a walk. That's when I turn to one of my favorite rituals, a mindful tea break. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can tea possibly be so powerful? But trust me on this one. The act of making tea itself can be incredibly calming. It's about slowing down, being present in the moment. You boil the water, you steep the tea, you savor the aroma as it fills the air. It's a sensory experience that draws you into the present. And then, of course, there are the benefits of tea itself. Green tea, for instance, contains an amino acid called L-theanine, which promotes relaxation without that drowsy feeling you might get from other calming beverages. Now, let's move on to another powerful habit, cultivating mental flexibility. You see, a lot of our stress comes from resisting reality, from wishing things were different than they are. Think about it. How often do you find yourself getting worked up over things you have absolutely no control over? The weather, traffic, other people's choices, these are all things we can't change, no matter how much we might want to. Mental flexibility is about learning to accept what is, to adapt to changing circumstances, and to go with the flow, even when it's not going in the direction we planned. It's not about giving up or becoming passive, but about choosing our battles wisely and conserving our energy for the things we can actually influence. And let's be honest, there's one major culprit that often throws a wrench in our best efforts to stay calm and collected: our phones. Think about it. We carry these little devices around with us everywhere we go, and they're constantly vying for our attention. Notifications ping, messages pop up, and before we know it, we've fallen down a rabbit hole of social media scrolling or news browsing. I'm not saying all technology is bad, but I do think it's important to be mindful of how we use it and to set boundaries. Start by creating some physical distance between you and your phone. Designate a spot for it, away from your bed or workspace, so you're not tempted to constantly check it. Turn off as many notifications as you can. Remember, you're in control, not your phone. And try establishing some phone-free zones in your day, especially during the first hour after waking up and the hour before bed. You might also want to consider deleting apps that you find yourself wasting too much time on, or that tend to trigger negative emotions. Replace that time with activities that truly nourish your mind and soul, whether it's reading, spending time in nature, or pursuing a hobby you're passionate about. And finally, let's talk about those foundational habits that are crucial for managing stress and supporting our overall well-being. Exercise, sleep, nutrition, and meditation. These are the pillars, my friends, and they deserve our attention, especially when life gets hectic. Exercise is like a magic elixir for stress. It releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that boost our mood and help us unwind. Find an activity you enjoy, whether it's dancing, hiking, swimming, or simply going for a brisk walk. Sleep is another non-negotiable. It's when our bodies and minds repair and rejuvenate themselves. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet, and put away those screens at least an hour before bed. When it comes to nutrition, focus on nourishing your body with whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and healthy fats are all brain-boosting powerhouses. And lastly, meditation. I know, everyone's talking about meditation these days, but there's a reason for it. It really works. Even just a few minutes a day of quiet contemplation can make a world of difference in our ability to manage stress and cultivate a sense of inner peace. So there you have it, my friends. Remember, managing stress is a journey, not a destination. It's about making small, sustainable changes to our daily habits and routines that add up to a big difference in our overall well-being. What are your go-to stress-busting strategies? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, be kind to yourself, take things one step at a time, and don't forget to breathe. I'll catch you all in the next episode.